Hey, welcome to Human Talks. My name's Steve Bose. I'm with Trish McFarlane. Trish, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. We're at Oracle HCM World having a great event. We're joined by Chris Foltz from Apps Associates. Chris, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what your organization does?
Sure. So I've been involved in the Oracle space for the past 16 years, solely focused on HCM implementations. I've been a customer of Oracle, an implementer of Oracle. I've built multiple professional services teams around HCM implementations.
So you're out there working with organizations and HR leaders across the country on these cloud implementations. I'd love for you to share, what are the 1, 2, or 3 things that come up when organizations need to be ready for when it's time to migrate, we're going to migrate our HR solutions to the cloud. What are the things that come up?
Yeah, I think the number one thing is there's such a huge difference between the cloud world and the old hosting or on-premise world.
Absolutely.
This world we live in now is try to take the best practices that are actually built into this system and understand, the way I like to explain it is, you're not building a brick house anymore. Every decision you make isn't going to be permanent. It's a very agile approach, very iterative. Take what's out of the box, take the best practices as far as business flows, and understand that we can change it and move with you as you go forward. That's a huge difference for the HR leaders to understand, and it also removes a lot of stress. Best practices are built into the system.
Right.
I think another big challenge or another big obstacle is HR teams are smaller now. So we did come out of a recession. They've been a little bit stripped down, but within the cloud world, you actually own more. So you're not relying on IT as much as database developers, system administrators. HR is really the owners. So they've got to change that philosophically. They've got a little bit of a stripped down team, and it's not just about change management with rolling out software, it's about change management within the actual HR organization and how will you support this moving forward. So I think those two are really big.
Yeah. Speaking of the HR leaders, how ready do you think they are to go through implementations? So I guess that's my first part of the question.
Yep.
And secondly, if you're finding they're not ready, what are some advice points you could give to an HR leader maybe to prepare if they know this is coming in the next, say, year to 2 years in their world?
Yeah, I would say hop on a lot of blogs, webinars, learn about HR transformation and what other organizations are going through. We put clients in touch with others that have done implementations to walk them through what that's been like. Sure. One of the most important is it's a much faster implementation. So the best piece of advice I give is you need to engage your third-party vendors really, really early.
Right.
This isn't a year implementation, it's about 20 to 22 weeks, and we need to get going with those relationships very, very early.
Chris, I have one last question I wanted to hit personally because it's interesting to me. What are a couple of pieces of advice you could give organizations and HR leaders to best leverage and optimize the relationship, that sort of that three-way relationship, if you will, between their organization, the software provider, in this case Oracle, and then your organization, to sort of, what are a couple of tips for, hey, this is the best way to make these relationships work most smoothly? So
I think that Oracle's actually done a lot to facilitate that organically now. You have the success managers, you have the go-to partner network to make sure that you have really certified and qualified partners in front of you. So it's much more collaborative right from the get-go.
Right.
Oracle puts a lot more emphasis on involvement in the implementation and doesn't just leave it to a partner. So right away, you're kind of 3 prongs, if you will, or the triangle, you're all involved from the get-go immediately. That's a big change, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, I imagine so. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us today, and hope the rest of the time goes well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Chris.
it.
Great to meet you.
You too.